Here's a card I pulled out at random. We'll see if there's anything worth seeing on it. I'm not well schooled on wildlife and their reasons for. I'm just a guy that happened to see them going by and decided that I was interested in where they were going, what it was all about, and have gone from there.
You know, people are going to start having more contact with lions because their territory is so cut up. So you get people in the group that are saying, wow, you know, we need to start culling the herd. We need to start hunting them. They need to be hunted again. I love the lions. I don't want to see the lions hunted. Maybe you need to reconsider and say, hey, you know, let's, instead of just, you know, being in denial about it or being dismissive of it, let's get some funding going so we can, you know, do some actual research on this.
It's again one of those things that you got to kind of learn as you go. You don't really, there's no crash course in trail cams, and so you know it's getting in and figuring it out. And I've only been doing it, I've been doing less than a year. You know, even people that live here, they don't think about what's going on in the woods around them. They only think about what's going on in their home, around their house. And I mean, yeah, some people do, sure, but the majority of the people that are up here are aware that there's wildlife, but they never see wildlife. They never really know about it. And to be able to bring it out and let people see what's around them, it kind of wakes them up a little bit and think, you know, I can't tell you how many people are saying, you know, I think I'm going to get a trail cam and put one in someplace and see what goes by my house. Yeah, you know, that's a good idea. It's always a good idea to get in touch with nature, the animals that are around you. It's just kind of, I don't know, kind of brings you back to earth a little bit, I guess, maybe. You know, they designate that that under normal usage it'll last 11 months, and they're pretty accurate with that. I'm about 9 months in right now, and I've only had a couple that I have to change, and that's because I've had them in places that get a lot of traffic, and so they've only lasted maybe 8 to 9.
I'm no expert by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just a guy who started a Facebook group, you know. So they are at the top of the food chain. Well, I mean below us, obviously. But, you know, it's a system, an ecosystem, and they're part of it. If they weren't, you know, helping to keep the deer population down, you'd have more deer, you'd have more ticks, potentially more Lyme disease. I mean, you can look at this in so many different ways. But, you know, a system is going to find balance one way or the other. Ultimately, it has to. Just about a year ago that we lost Lulu, his girlfriend. So you can't, you know, put up a tall fence and expect that that's going to do the job. You know, they're cats. You've seen what cats can do. These are just bigger. And it's sad that we lost Lulu, but, you know, it was par for the course. She wasn't in a lion-proof pen, you know. That's what happens. That's what you can expect. So we got this guy in a much more secure spot. We can all, you know, we can all live together here.
Nobody studied lions long enough on a regular basis to be able to say what was normal before and what's normal now, or what's not normal now. I just don't. And some people say they seem to be liking pets more, and I'm thinking, you know, the thing is they just they go after what they can get. They don't know the difference between a pet and prey. They don't know that they're not supposed to eat Fido. You know, they just don't know that. The wildlife it doesn't stand a chance against us as, you know, as we start to spread out into the woods and stuff, unless we understand that they need a place to live too.